Lights on the gantry are red. Race 2, Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe, powered by AWS Sprint Cup at Misano, is go. BMW versus Mercedes, and it's going to be BMW ahead as they blast down towards the first corner. And Charles Wirtz just turns through ahead of Lucas Auer, who is determined to try to make a move. Do they all get through turn 1? No, there's a spin, and people scatter in avoidance, missing out turn 2. Look, but we had a spinner in the pack. We'll work out who it is in a moment as they accelerate now towards turn 4 for the first time. Some being very, very keen on the brakes and up the curb, and more contact turns the Porsche around there. It turns around the Aston 007, Nicolas Bart it is that's been turned around, forgive me. But the survivors battle their way down towards turn 8, and inevitably perhaps it's a rather scrambled start.
Yes, but the BMW had to go quite aggressive to present
safety car
to present Lucas Auer, who got a really good start. So that was Charles Wirtz going from right to left to really put pressure onto the Mercedes. There we see the 007, and that's a great shame. That was a car that was a front-running car, race 1 earlier in the day. The Porsche didn't even make this, but there was coming through turn 6. I noticed some of the cars at the back I felt were maybe anticipating the lights going green, and I think there was a bit of a sort of a motorway type situation where people were being backed up because some were on the brakes while some were still accelerating, and maybe the Porsche was a victim of that.
And I thought there was a car that got turned around in turn 1, so quite a bit to try and resolve. Let's work out at the end of the lap who it is that's dropped right down, because there was certainly a car that was tagged into a spin. Nicolas Bart, the innocent victim in all of that. He was minding his own business, and he was attacked by a car getting up the inside on the curb. So the race direction team calls for the safety car. Alain Adon, the race director, and already the recovery vehicle's on its way to Stéphane de Noël's Porsche, which never actually got over the timing line, did it? So huge disappointment for Stéphane de Noël and for CLRT, the Schumacher CLRT team. The car that was turned sideways in turn 1 did rejoin, and you've got the Aston that needs sorting out up at turn 2. So Charles Wirtz led at the end of the opening lap from Lucas Auer, who tried to find a way through but couldn't. In third place, Giacomo Altuve. Fourth, Simon Gachet. Fifth, Valentino Rossi. Sixth, Benjamin Goethe. And I think 66, André Muckervels may well have been the one that turned around. Right, this is a replay of the start. Look for 44 Porsche that comes out of turn 16 and goes wide and bang into the barrier.
Yeah, well, that was self-induced. Nobody else was involved.
Now, look at the back of the pack, because you'll see a car get turned sideways, and that's why people scatter in avoidance.
Not a nice situation to be in, facing the wrong way in the opening lap, in the opening corners. But those at the tail read it well and split one side of the car or the other.
It might have been Darren Lung, because he was 31st over the line and was 22nd on the grid. And I fear that that may well have been Darren Lung dropping down because of that contact. So we know why we've lost De Noël, crashing on his way to the rolling start. And then we know why we've lost Nicolas Bart, because that car was tagged into a spin up at turn 2.